me, Leilani. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a highly requested makeup tutorial. I also posted a story on my Instagram asking you guys what questions you wanted to know. So we're also going to be doing a makeup tutorial with a Get Ready With Me. The reason why I haven't filmed a makeup tutorial in a while is because my routine is always changing. I wanted to make sure that my routine was solidified before I showed it to you guys. Today, we are going to do it together. Think of it like a FaceTime call. But before we get on to the video, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and with that being said, comment down below and let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future. I really want to start posting on my YouTube more, so any comment helps. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. So I got out the shower a couple of hours ago and my hair is still drying. So I put clips in my hair so that way I can get my hair out of my face. Okay, starting off with skin prep, I'm going to be using the Glow Recipe toner. And I start with something lightweight just to kind of prep my skin. Some people don't like doing skincare before they do their makeup, but me personally, I have to have my skin prepped. It's also really lightweight and it's just gonna help my skin look more glowy and dewy and even. If you guys follow me on any of my socials, you know that I always go for a more glowy makeup base. Next thing for skincare is the Clinique Moisture Surge Serum. I actually got this for my 20th birthday and I've been using it every day since. It leaves my skin so dewy and glossy and shiny, and it's really hydrating. Don't have to reapply. My skin doesn't feel dry or crackly throughout the day. The next thing I'm using is my moisturizer. This one is again from Clinique. It's the Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion Plus. I like to bring it down into my neck and on top of my forehead as well. I have really dry skin, so I notice that when I do my skincare before I apply my makeup, my skin just looks a lot more smoother. But if you're not putting on skincare before you do your makeup, I highly recommend trying it out because it is a game changer. Okay, I got a lot of questions over on my Instagram, so we're gonna go ahead and answer those. Someone asked what eyebrow gel I use, and it's perfect because that's the first thing I do in my makeup routine. We're starting off with our brows. This is the palette I use. She's old. I've had her for about 5 years or so. She's been through hell and back. But I use this shade right here in this little circle palette trio to color in the front of my brows. And I literally just go underneath my brow and just fill in that empty space where there's not a lot of hair. And that's the only part of my eyebrows that I fill in. I just do a straight line so that way it is symmetrical and even. They're supposed to be cousins, not sisters. And if they are sisters, they're not twins, so. And then I always have these little bamboo spoolies with me. I keep them in my purse, in my truck, in my nightstand. They are always with me. I have like 10 of these in a pack that I bought the other day, just lying around in my room. This is the best eyebrow gel I've ever used in my life. I swear by this. It's the Rare Beauty Eyebrow Gel. It works so good. I bought 2. When I tell you my eyebrows last all day when using this, they don't budge, they don't flake, and they look so good. While I'm doing my brows, we're gonna go ahead and answer a couple of questions. What's one thing you wish you could tell your senior self? I love you, your biggest fan. Thanks, Skylar. I graduated high school last year, and my senior year was so much fun. If I could do any year in high school all over again, it would definitely be my senior year. So if you don't know, I went to a private school. I didn't graduate from a public school. During my senior year, I was really worried that I wasn't gonna get the high school experience because I wasn't graduating like a typical public schooler. But I feel like being in a class size so small really helped me appreciate myself more. Stop overthinking everything. That's probably what I would tell myself. I am the biggest overthinker ever. All I do is overthink, and I always think of worst case scenario. I feel like I did that a lot in high school, especially when I was a senior. If I could tell 18-year-old Layla to stop overthinking so much in life, I think it would have saved me a lot of stress. Next question. How do you battle with insecurity when it comes to the age of social media we live in? Honestly, insecurity is always something that almost every girl is going to experience. I've gone through so many insecurities, but I've also overcame so many of them. I feel like you have to constantly remind yourself that God literally made you in his image, so you're not gonna have every physical feature that the next girl's gonna have, and that's okay. Growing up, I compared myself to a lot of people, not physically, but personality-wise. I have a really outgoing personality. I'm very loud and extroverted when you get to know me, and having a bubbly personality at one point was my biggest insecurity. So the best way I deal with it is probably realizing that I'm never gonna be like someone else, and someone else is never gonna be like me, and that's okay. There's only one version of us in this world, so embrace your best self. Why are you gonna try to be someone else that you're not? Eyebrows are done. They're kind of shiny right now, but I promise they're gonna get more matte throughout the makeup routine. Okay, next thing that I do is curl my lashes. I use a lighter to heat up my lash curler. I feel like my lashes last way longer when I heat them up. I don't know. It's just my opinion. How do you handle friendship change? So this year, I've met a lot of new people and I've gained so many friendships, but I have also lost way more friends than ever this year, and I'm okay with it. Sometimes God is going to place people in your life for a season so that way they can help teach you a lesson, and that's okay. Losing friendships to me is honestly worse than going through a breakup, because certain friends are with you during every season of your life, and whenever you grow out of a friendship and realize that they don't need to be in your life anymore, it's very, very difficult. Kind of grieve that process a little bit. This year I definitely lost a couple of people that I thought were going to be constantly in my life, but then I realized, okay, maybe this person was just in my life to teach me something and help me grow throughout that season, and that's okay. To me, family's the most important thing, so yes, friendships are good, but my family remains constant, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm going in with my primer. I'm using this one, Hydro Grip Primer, not the Power Grip. That one is L. And then I'm using this liquid highlight sheer base tint that I got from TJ Maxx. And I like to mix the two so that way I have a glowy base. 2 pumps of the Hydro Grip. Yeah, but I mix the two and then I just kind of put this all over my face. I make sure to focus on my nose and in my T-zone because that's where a lot of my makeup decides to come off. And then if I keep looking at the camera, it's because I'm using the review as my mirror. All right, next I'm gonna be using this Clinique Chubby Stick. Now we're getting onto the actual makeup routine. It's a highlighter stick, so I like to put this on my cheekbones, my nose, a little bit on my forehead and my chin. And this is just adding that extra layer of dewiness that I like in my makeup. And then I literally just blend it out with my finger. Now I like to do my makeup backwards. I notice that it layers a lot better and it doesn't peel when I do it in these steps. Again, whatever works for you is best. It's just how I do my makeup. I'm going in with the LYS bronzing stick in shade Harmony, and I'm just gonna put it on top of my cheekbones here, on my nose, and then I like to bring it up onto my forehead and go underneath my jawline. I saw Jennifer Lopez do this hack on a Vogue Beauty Secrets video a couple years back. It's called the light bulb method, but she puts it underneath her chin and it's supposed to create the illusion that you don't have a double chin, and it's just been a part of my makeup routine. I love it. And then I'm taking this brush to blend out my bronzer. What made you want to start a YouTube channel? Growing up, I begged my parents to let me have a YouTube channel. I didn't get my first phone until I was 15, and I wasn't allowed to have social media until I turned 18. I would see a bunch of girls my age filming hauls, get ready with me's, like back to school videos, and I always wanted to do that just because it seemed so much fun. So I started on TikTok and I got my account deleted, and then after that account was deleted, I moved over to Instagram and started posting reels on there. It really wasn't for anybody. I kind of had my account private for a little bit, and then I downloaded TikTok again, restarted, and then now I have 26,000 followers on there, and I genuinely love creating content. It's so fun to me. It's like journaling but through a video. I thought to myself, well, I have a YouTube channel but I don't post on it. Why don't I just start posting shorts on there? So I started posting a couple of YouTube shorts, and then I wanted to do a full-length vlog, so I posted my first vlog. It's still up. It's my New Year's one. And I don't post consistently on my YouTube. That's definitely something that I want to do during the new year, is posting a lot on my YouTube. Next, I'm going in with concealer. This is the Hourglass concealer in shade Beach Vanish. It is my favorite concealer on the market. It is so good. It's super creamy, full coverage. It doesn't crease at all, which is something that's really important to me in a concealer. Put it underneath my eyes like this, underneath the line. And then I'm using this Morphe Powder Puff and Sponge. A little bit of setting spray. I kind of like to carve out my nose with the concealer and use it as a reverse nose contour, but I just go in a straight line. And then the excess concealer on my puff, I just put it on top of my eyelid. No, my light just turned off right now. You're joking. Okay, so my blush decided to break all on me. That was my favorite powder blush. Now we're moving to liquid blush. I got a couple of questions asking about my relationship status. I am currently single right now just because it's not something that is a priority in my life. Before I forget, this is the blush that I'm using. The Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in shade Happy, and the same highlighter duo that I used on my primer. But I just go in with the Rare Beauty blush and place it on the back of my hand. And then I use the same highlighter duo and then add a couple of drops right here on the high points and apples of my cheeks. But anyways, back to the question. It's funny because growing up, I always said that I wanted to get married really young. My parents got married super young. They were 19 and 20. And to think that I'm literally at the age that my parents were whenever they were married is insane, because I'm not in a relationship right now. A lot of my friend group also has been engaged or have already gotten married. So that does suck a little bit. I saw this quote last year and it says, don't compare your chapter 20 to your chapter 2. And it made me reflect that I'm not gonna have my whole life figured out right now, and that is 100% okay. I struggle a lot with patience. I always want things immediately. So I'm just trying to take this time of being single and really focusing on myself. I feel like being single is a gift, and a lot of times we take it for granted. And I know that when the time is right, God is gonna bless me with an amazing husband, and our relationship is gonna thrive. But for now, I don't wanna entertain anybody. I don't wanna lead anyone on, so I'd rather just stay completely single. I'm just taking this time to prep as much as I can whenever it is time for me to be a wife. So I'm done with all of my liquid products. Now I'm gonna set it with setting spray. This is the bottle that my setting spray is in. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Spray. It's so good, but the application, the nozzle sucks. Like, it actually is the worst thing in the world. The ball is always getting stuck in the straw. Watch, if I shake it, it'll get stuck. See? There it goes. So I just moved it to this little bum bottle. Don't worry, it's clean. Whew. How do you get closer with God? So I do go to church. I've been a Christian pretty much my whole life. I grew up in the church. I grew up serving in church. And I was also a worship leader at one point. But I realized you cannot rely on church to be your only source of growing a relationship with Christ. I like to take time out of my day to really just read my Bible, listen to worship music, and inform myself off of my beliefs. I tell people I don't practice religion, and they look at me sideways or like, how if you're a Christian? Really quickly, I'm gonna set my makeup with the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in shade Pound Cake. Back to the question, when I tell people that I don't practice religion, Jesus was not a religious person. I do go to church on Sundays, and I do go to small group and worship nights at other locations, but that is not where my relationship from God stems from. I take time out of my day. I normally read my Bible right before I go to sleep, and I study the word just so that way I know I'm not being led falsely. And I also feel like no one's gonna hold me accountable the way I do. I went to a private school pretty much my whole life, so growing up, a lot of our classes were Bible classes, and I'm very grateful for that because I was able to inform myself biblically while also learning a lot about the Bible growing up at such a young age. It's worked out in my favor because not only am I educated biblically, but I also know how to help people in their walk with Christ. Growing close with God isn't necessarily just by going to church and reading your Bible and staying consistent in doing that. And the worship is also a huge part of my life. I can't go a single day without worshiping, whether that's with music, whether that's without music. Really crucial to me to implement worship in my day-to-day. How do you handle hate comments? I love this question because I get a lot of them. I constantly remind myself that people don't know me. What I choose to display on my social media is a very small fraction of what actually goes on in my life. What people are seeing on my social media isn't always necessarily 100% true. I've been filming this video for an hour and a half, but you don't see that full hour and a half of all the footage that I filmed. You only see the small sections that I edited. Perfect example that my life is only what I choose to show you guys on social media. So when I do get hate comments from people, I don't let it get to me because they really don't know who I am as a person. How can you hate something that you don't know? I know who I am at the end of the day. I'm confident in myself. I don't need approval from people because my approval comes from God. Okay, I just set my face. Now I'm moving to all powder products. This is the Morphe Glam Bronzer in shade Trailblazer. As you can see, it has been through so much. The palette is completely broken. This is probably the most pigmented makeup product that I own. I'm just setting everywhere that I put my LYS bronzer earlier. I'm just going over with the powder and kind of just setting it in place. Aiden, what's my favorite flower? I love tulips more than anything in the whole wide world. I also really love eucalyptus. At H-E-B, they have like a little flower arrangement section, and I'll always buy myself flowers every now and then to treat myself. I'll get tulips, baby breaths, and eucalyptus, make a cute little arrangement. What is your go-to Starbucks order? I have an espresso machine in my home, and it is the best financial investment that my family has ever made. I recommend getting an espresso machine if you drink a lot of coffee or espresso like me. And I have a couple of coffee recipes located on my Instagram, and if you guys want an in-depth tutorial, let me know and I will gladly post a YouTube video about it. Next, we're going in with our powder blush. This is the NARS blush in shade O, and I use this little cream brush, and it also has shimmer, so it acts like a duo highlighter. It matches the shade Happy so well too. I go heavy with blush. I'm also brown, so you can't really see it on my face a lot. Next, I'm going in with my Sephora Destinations palette, and I'm using this white shade right here to brighten up my inner corners of my eyes. I'm also going with the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Precise brush on the back of my hand and tapping it into my nose and under my eye. Okay, now I'm going in and setting my whole face with the setting spray, the Huda Beauty, not the Sun Bum one. And then I make sure to set underneath my chin because I do have bronzer there. I've been using a lash serum and I feel like my lashes have been so long recently. Literally, look at that. Hello. I've been digging a makeup look with no mascara recently. But for the purpose of this makeup tutorial, we're gonna be putting on mascara. It's a tubing mascara. This is the Milk Makeup Kush High Roll Mascara. My lashes look so long when I put this on. Next question, what does protecting your heart look like? I feel like the best way I can protect my heart is choosing who I decide to associate myself with. There's a really popular saying my mom always tells me, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you're spending your time hanging around people that aren't helping you grow better as an individual or holding you spiritually accountable, you're most likely going to fail at things in life, versus if you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, have similar goals, dreams, and ambitions as you, completing certain tasks that make you more successful as an individual. And not even friendships, but in a partner. If you're in a relationship with someone, make sure that that person is gonna hold you accountable and bring out the best version of you. You want a partner that's really supportive of you, that's gonna hold you accountable spiritually, physically, and mentally uplift you. You're potentially gonna marry them, you're with them for the rest of your life. I date to marry, I don't date just to have fun. And if you find a partner that doesn't equally yoke with you, you're gonna get hurt, and that's how you get your heart broken. So protecting your heart is also protecting your spirit and your soul, whether that's a relationship or a friendship. I've been in relationships where I feel like I'm in a competition with my partner. It's the worst feeling ever. The last thing that you want to do is feel like you're in a competition with someone you have a relationship with. So guard your heart by making sure that you are equally yoked with that person. I do 2 coats of mascara, so while I'm waiting for this to dry, we're gonna do my lip combo. I get a lot of lip filler accusations, which I'm very grateful for, but they are not true. This is what my lips look like. My lip routine is always changing, but this is the one that I really like at the moment. I'm gonna be using the Cosmic Cowgirl from AOA Studios in shade Moon Shoes. I actually got so many people on this lip combo. And then I'm going to line my lips with this lip liner. I don't overline because I do naturally have really big lips. I also like to bring some lip liner into the corners of my mouth a little bit. Then I go in with the brush on the dual end and smudge out my liner so it's not so harsh. Now, if you want a matte lip, you can leave it at that. I'm gonna take it a step further and add a gloss. This one is the Tarte Lip Plumper in shade Peppermint Mocha. And I'm gonna put this one only on my bottom lip. Next, I'm taking the Clinique Black Honey Lip Balm. And I'm gonna put this one on my upper lip. And then now I'm gonna mix the two together. I like to grab my finger and just dab off any extra lip gloss so it's not so pungent. Now, I could leave it like that. I really like the way the lip combo looks, but I'm gonna go an extra step further and add a glitter lip gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty Lip Oil in shade Super Fine Sugar. Literally, it makes all of the difference. It's so pretty. This is the combo close-up. I love it. We're gonna go ahead and do our second layer of mascara, and then I'm gonna do my second coat. I get really messy with my mascara, so I always make sure to have Q-tips on standby. This eye is way longer than this one for some reason. Now, get your Q-tip and clean up on your eyelid again. Holy moly. I go in with this angled brush, add some of that powder from that Sephora Destinations palette, just so that way it doesn't look like it's missing any makeup. And then last step, I always clean around my lip so it's not overlined. I'm gonna take out my clips. And then this is the last step of my makeup routine. I flip over my hair. Okay, and that is it for my makeup routine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give a big thumbs up down below. Comment what you want to see in my next video. And then if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. I'll make sure to answer them. This is the finished makeup look. When I do wear makeup, this is normally what I'll throw on my face. I love this look so much because you can wear this from day to night. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye!